today's show, we're going to discuss whether this was in fact a shakeout and prices are about to move parabolic, or is it in fact the very, very start of a major correction coming within the crypto markets. Make sure you smash the like button, hit the bell notification, and subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, we have a lot to discuss in today's show. So without further ado, let's get straight into the show content. We did actually witness one of the biggest liquidation events that we've seen almost since the FTX collapse, which occurred all the way back in November. I don't know if any of you saw, if you looked at the actual chart, if you woke up this morning and you simply just looked at your portfolio, well, you actually may have noticed zero difference in terms of your portfolio, because there's a massive wick up, massive wick down, and then we ended up closing back in the middle, which could be a sign of indecision for what's to come next in the market. We really need to wait for the weekly close in order to determine what to do next, right? If there is any major sort of changes we need to make to our portfolio. But we saw close to $1 billion worth of liquidations, with the majority actually coming from the long side over there. You can see 702 million worth of liquidations taken on the long side, and this is showcasing it to you on the chart over here. If you do take a look at that, that was your FTX collapse over there, that little red line that runs towards the downside of the screen. That shows you the amount of longs that were taken out, or liquidations within the market at that point in time. And this is the first time since then that we've seen that happen yet again based on this liquidation event. So massive liquidation event. That is what the candle ended up looking like for Bitcoin. So in today's show, we're going to discuss, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because there's always two sides to view the market. And then I'll leave it up to you to make your determination for which side you think is most likely and what comes next, right? Because we are at a very, very volatile and important point within the market cycle. So a couple of things to look at over here as we first had Fed Chair Jerome Powell coming out and essentially saying that Bitcoin is a competitor to gold and not the US dollar. You wouldn't really want it to be a competitor to the US dollar anyway, because we know that Trump is very, very pro US dollar and bullish on the US dollar and will do anything to protect that. So since he's building a crypto-friendly administration, it's probably better anyways to rival gold, right? So that's the first thing. Point being over here, we need to read the tape and what happens next. This is bullish news, right? Bullish news. How does price react to that bullish news? We also have to look at how price reacts to bearish news, and that gives you an indication of where things may go next. So reading the tape, we have 1 point of bullish news. You then also have Donald Trump saying that he's pleased to appoint 𝗕𝗫𝗖𝗟 from the All In podcast. You guys probably know him. Some of you have probably watched him before. Very tech savvy, very crypto friendly. Appointing him as the White House AI and crypto czar, right? So basically, really, really important when it comes to, for those of you who are wondering, what is this exactly? Look at this over here. What is a crypto and AI czar exactly? Don't worry about it. Just let it happen, bro. Well, essentially what it is they involved with the policy making, right? Which might give forward guidance with regards to what happens next with crypto and AI, right? Two very, very important sectors. He'll focus on making America the global leader when it comes to both crypto and AI, right? So two explosive, very, very important sectors. Another point of positive news, right? So we have two things that are incredibly positive to be looking at over there, yet price obviously came down, right? So this could be a sign of what's to come next. It could be a sign of indecision in the market. It could be a sign that the tides are starting to shift, right? So that's the first point. That's reading the tape from the bearish perspective. The fact that Bitcoin was not able to close above $100,000, given this positive news, is sometimes a warning sign, especially following a really, really extended move. The other warning sign that I outlined to the whale room community, which we've been looking at over here, is of course MicroStrategy, right? The fact that you have MicroStrategy, still sitting 30% down from the highs, whilst Bitcoin obviously was trading above $100,000, also could be a little bit of a warning sign. So I think we need to continue to study this. We need to continue to pay attention to this, and we'll probably receive a whole lot of more valuable information come the end of the week. That's the bad, right? So we've gone through the bad, we've gone through the ugly. What about the good? Well, the good news is every time Bitcoin approaches the major psychological round numbers, like $1,000, like $10,000, and like $100,000, there has actually always been indecision around those points in the market cycle. As you can see over here, look at the development of that candle over here. This is, of course, on the daily scale. You can see the chop that occurs. And following that chop, we then tend to lead into a parabolic advancement, right? So again, I'm providing you guys with the information and the data, and I'll leave you up to make your own determination of what you think happens next. We saw the same thing occur over here happening all the way back in December of 2000, and I believe it was in December 2017, when Bitcoin was trading around $10,000, you essentially get what we call those Darth Maul candles, right? It looks like a lightsaber, the Darth Maul lightsaber, where you pretty much have an equal high on the wick and an equal low over there, and it depends on how we close over here, again, signifying indecision, an indecision doji candle that's occurring over here at a key and critical psychological level, that being $10,000. And now we've seen the same thing occur. As you can see over here, what happened in the prior times at those major psychological levels, $1,000 and $10,000 was massive explosive continuation. So again, I will lay the foundation of the evidence and leave you to make your own decisions on where you think prices go next. I'll share my opinion towards the middle, not the end, right? Towards the middle of the show. The next thing that we're looking at over here, which is in favor of the bulls, is that we're seeing the 7-day exchange volume continue to trend towards the upside. And this is one of the most important indicators that you can possibly look at. We really want to see continuation of this, defending that key $100 billion mark, which is running horizontally across the screen over there. Vitally, vitally important that we do see that level hold and that we flip this $100 billion mark into support and catapult price higher, right? The other bullish thing that we saw is that we saw a massive reset on the funding over here. So coming into that key point over there, you saw the aggregate funding rate average over there drop down very, very significantly. This is also known as a leverage flush, which of course we showcased over here with the massive amount of liquidations that occurred over there. And you can actually study the entire cycle that we've had in terms of when the funding rate is negative versus very, very positive. When it's negative, you tend to find market cycle bottoms as per the purple over there. And when it is, of course, very, very positive, it tends to print these red colors, right? So we saw that happening at the $74,000 top where we went in for an 8-month correction. We printed more of the purple, showing very, very low funding rates over there. And then price aggressively ran out from that point. So if we look at the price cycle and what happened, you can tend to stay within these positive funding levels for quite some long periods of time where you see this aggressively mark price up. So the best comparison to look at over here is what happened in 2020, right? Very similar to the start of this cycle where we put in the cycle lows with the FTX collapse with the purples and pinks over there, signifying very, very negative funding, right? You come out of that environment over there and you can see how long you hold within those positive, very, very aggressive funding, meaning a lot of longs opening up over here. Every now and then they get flushed like that, and then you lead into that parabolic advancement. So the question is, are we following the same cycle trajectory as what we've had previously, which would indicate in alignment with the timing factors as well, that this could simply just be a pause, a shakeout, and a consolidation before massive expansion in the coming days and weeks? Well, I told you I'd give you my opinion. I would present the evidence, some of the warning signs again. Positive news while Bitcoin's trading at the big psychological level of $100,000, yet price was unable to blast through that level. The second big warning factor is MicroStrategy trading at a massive discount compared to what it was previously when Bitcoin was trading near those highs, while Bitcoin is pressing that $100,000 mark. I'm tending to lean towards this as a shakeout before a major breakout, and I continue to remain 100% long in the market. As you can see, there are all of our trades massively, massively up on pretty much every single position. The only one that we're down on was Turbo, which is now only 5.6% down, and it is catching on quick, right? We have over here our other trades on Bybit as well, 6 for 6, all in massive profits over there, and I'm continuing to hold the position. So I believe that it's more likely that this was a shakeout just before continuation. Late market participants coming into the cycle with high leverage, trying to make up for the missed returns that they didn't get over the last couple of months to even years that we've been in this bull run. And consequently, the market will always punish those who are late and not give them the free ride. And this is how it does it, right? Flushing them out just before rapid major expansion, right? And that's at least the camp that I'm sitting in right now. However, I completely acknowledge, of course, these warning signals, positive bullish news coming from Trump, from Jerome Powell, and then, of course, that discount occurring right now on the MicroStrategy chart, which could be an indication, right? It could be an indication that things, may cool off. So we have to always consider both sides. But I think one of the biggest things that I'm looking at over here is it's very, very rare that the market is going to dump and move into full-on risk-off environment when you see Bitcoin dominance dropping like this. We spoke about the potential when these wicks started to form over here to possibly spike up as high as this over here into the 50% level of that range. Keep in mind that those range levels fundamentals will change if prices continue to run towards the downside. This is looking at Bitcoin dominance on the daily. And as Bitcoin dominance drops, we see altcoins rise, right? And my portfolio was completely unharmed. In fact, it was actually up when I woke up this morning and I took a look at the portfolio. I was up around 5 to 10% due to just one coin, that being MOG, right? One of our biggest positions where we sold, at least this is what I did. Whether you guys followed is another story, but moved all of my Ethereum into MOG trading back up at all-time highs. Very, very, very bullish, right? So in my opinion, very, very unlikely that the whole market is going to go risk off in this part of the cycle. And I lean more towards the pause and the shakeout before a massive breakout. If you appreciate the straightforward analysis, which most YouTubers will never give you, smash the like button. It really helps to get the show content out there. And let's continue, right? So with that drop in the Bitcoin dominance, we saw the altcoin season index spike further up into the altcoin season range, right, which is the red area over there. And usually when we remain in that period, you tend to see aggressive transitions from Bitcoin into alts. And that really drives price up very, very quickly. So where are we within the cycle? If we look at the Wall Street cheat sheet and the various different psychological phases within that market cycle, remember, we tried to establish our positions during maximum contraction. Remember, we looked at the Bollinger Band with percentile and all these various different indicators to showcase when the Bollinger Bands are super, super, super tight and we're in these tight ranges. And that's usually where you want to establish your positions pre-expansion before the whole market explodes, right? Well, now we're clearly in the expansive phase over here, and that's how things work in terms of the peaks and the troughs. If you look on the top right over here, you move through these periods of contraction and expansion, contraction and expansion. So it's my belief, at least, that we're probably situated somewhere over here. Time to get fully invested. I think that's the narrative. I think that is the psychology that's playing out right now. And that lines up with what I'm thinking over here, that it's pre-expansion, right? A little bit of an indecision candle occurring right at a six-figure round number, that being $100,000, pre-expansion, pre-vertical price action over here. But we will keep an eye out on this, right? There can always be deeper shakeouts. The good news is that our positions were established so early that even on our leverage trades, it's going to be very, very difficult to liquidate us, right? And that's the beauty of establishing those positions during periods of contraction when the rest of the market is not paying attention and not focused on the market. So it's looking absolutely perfect, right? Everything is looking good. The cycle is following exactly according to perfection over here. And if it were to follow most similarly to the orange line, which so far has seemed to be the case, so we'll turn off the green, you can see how price has tracked according to the 2017 cycle. And if that is the case, well, we could be due for another 30 days of upside before leading into a pullback in January. This is definitely the narrative at the moment. A lot of people are starting to price in the possibility for a pullback occurring in January. We have seen previously that in the start of the months as well, which will be leading into January seasonally, that is where you can expect a little bit of a correction, specifically on Bitcoin, not necessarily on Ethereum. Ethereum actually performs better in that time period. And you're actually noticing the shift, by the way, with Ethereum in terms of the narrative moving towards how positive the ETF flows are, right? In ETH, remember, most people have forgotten at this point that there is even a spot ETF for Ethereum. It's been hyper-focused on Bitcoin, and we're starting to see that shift take place, right? Which is perfect timing, right? As you witness the breakdown of Bitcoin dominance, it's all just lining up to be a perfect trade, and we'll continue to monitor this. So we will be expecting that one more massive flush and dip, just like we saw in 2017, before the market rapidly appreciates over the next coming months. So far, everything is following to perfection. We can use a little bit more objective measures, like using the moving averages, the 3, the 9, and the 30. Literally, as long as price is closing above the 3 moving average on the 5-day time frame, it's trend continuation. And this is a 100% long signal, right? A 100% long signal. You just want to see price above that 3, the 3 above the 9 above the 30, and you want all of those moving averages angled towards the upside in their slope, right? I can show you one that's a little bit more mature, that being 𝗬𝗎, to give you a bit of an idea of what an outperformer would look like in terms of its posturing of the moving averages. As you can see over there, look at the aggressiveness of those moving averages. When you hold these moving averages and they start to upslope like that, you tend to get this rapid price appreciation. So we're keeping an eye over there on Ethereum. Ethereum really starting to turn the tide over here. And as I said, a lot of that momentum is going to start to shift back into Ethereum. And I think it is going to outperform a lot of the coins. Solana is still struggling with that 146 level. It spiked into there yesterday, but really needs to get back above this level over here, break and close above 246. And it's onwards and upwards. I do believe also this would be a shakeout for Solana holders, at least those that have weaker hands. And you will see Solana run aggressively towards the upside. I have been tracking as well the Solana BTC chart. I have that somewhere over here. There it is, Solana BTC. You can see still holding up in the ascending triangle. The measured move of the breakout of that ascending triangle would, of course, take this as high as another 67%, right, just to get to that level. And it is also in a bullish cup and handle formation. You can kind of view this triangle as the part of the handle. And if it does meet that measured move and break into new highs, that's pretty much doubling your Bitcoin stack by moving into something like Solana, right, as the Bitcoin dominance does break down over there. So all in all, everything is looking good. Bitcoin does need to get back above and close above this $100,000 mark as soon as possible. As soon as you get a candle close above that, that will really start to shift the probabilities in the favor of the bulls obviously taking control, and therefore suggesting that this is in fact a shakeout before a massive breakout, right? So we do need to start to see candle closes above $100,000 for Bitcoin bulls to confirm that. That will get you back above the yellow line, which simply refers to your RSI turning back up, right? That is the pivot level to get the RSI turning back up. And I lean towards this candle having happened over here as more bullish than bearish and much more likely to have been a big shakeout, right? So that's it. Price on the 4-hour time frame over here, you can see perfect ascending triangle. We haven't maneuvered or changed any part of this. We had the support level below over here. We wicked pretty much absolutely perfectly into that support level. That is your SR flip. Previously, when it looked like we were compromising this ascending triangle all the way back over here, and we were potentially going to break it down, I spoke about the possibility of that level being a major level where you can expect support to be found. So a lot of buying pressure coming in. I actually think that this could have easily dropped a little bit lower, which to me shows even more signs of strength that there were a lot of players that were sidelined, probably stacking their orders within this buy the dip zone over there. And that's exactly what happened, right? They bought the dip, price spiked up over here, and now you're back inside the triangle. As per closing candles over there, if you remove the wicks over there, you're still holding that ascending triangle. And therefore, this is a bullish chart pattern, which still has the same measured move, taking price up to about $111,000, right? So absolutely no changes over there. Continue to monitor that 50 EMA, which is the red one over there. You just want to see price continue to trade above that level over there, and for these EMAs to slowly climb. So if they can start to climb up like that, this will start to flip these major levels into support, right? So all in all, for Bitcoin, it is looking pretty decent. No complaints, at least from my side. And I'm definitely not going to get bearish on you guys as long as ETH BTC is remaining at the bottom of the trading range. If, however, all of this was happening whilst ETH BTC was trading somewhere up here, that would be a whole different story, because we know that the market cycles tend to top on extreme greed without outperforming Bitcoin completely. Instead, we have the inverse. We have Bitcoin dominance, which has only just started to top, and now it's on its way down. And we still have ETH BTC, which is currently bottoming, right? So I think very, very soon, probably in the next couple of days to possibly weeks, by January, I would say that you're going to break this yellow line over here, which means that ETH BTC has officially then confirmed the break of structure, and super high probability that's going to happen, because we've of course already seen that happen when we look at the other charts like others and total 3 measured against Bitcoin, right? Therefore, Ethereum is just slightly lagging, and I do believe that Ethereum should do the same thing, right? So we have the USDT dominance still in breakdown mode over here. Of course, we did get the big spike up, so it's kind of the inverse chart of what you're seeing on Bitcoin over there. And we'll need to keep an eye on this. I'd really like to see this close multiple candles below the 3.79% level. So 3.79% was those previous wicks over there. If we can start to hold below that, it will be a really, really good sign that you're going to lead to a further breakdown. Breaking this down means a lot of new money coming back into the crypto market from the stablecoin market, and that's going to be incredibly bullish, right? We're looking for big things over there. And then just to remind you, this is your Bitcoin dominance chart on the yearly time frame. 3 years of sideways or up, followed by 1 year of down. Therefore, the better days are still to come, right, for the altcoin sector. So are you too late to get into altcoins? Absolutely not. This is probably now the time to position into altcoins, right? As simple as that. Now is kind of your opportunity. So looking at the others chart and total 3 chart against Bitcoin over there, very, very strong. If you look at others USD as well, very, very strong. We'd like to see these candles closing here. I would love to see continuation, but within the next 2 weeks on total 3, so that it can break above this key pivot point over here, that being the 1.15 trillion. If you get above 1.15 trillion, you should see that rapid acceleration, at which point you get a deeper breakdown in the Bitcoin dominance, right? So everything there is looking really, really good. We can have a look at a bunch of the altcoins as well. Drop your chart requests in there. And then as a reminder, I do want to let you know, if you do want to trade alongside me and you want to follow along with any of these trades, make sure that you open up some of the exchanges that are listed in the description below. You do get sign-up bonuses for each of them. So I'm trading, of course, the swing trading portfolio on 𝗬𝗥𝗢𝗓. I think we started with around $20,000 or $30,000, and the portfolio is somewhere now around, it's just under $100,000. So $91,000 over here. That one is looking good. And then, of course, we do have the Bybit one as well, which all of our trades are up massively in profit, right? We're seeing even bigger and bigger breakouts over here from Jasmy, $16,000 in profit, 800% up. I'm running 5x leverage on all of these. So you can get your sign-up bonus. Remember, in the link in the description below over here, while you do that, simultaneously, make sure that you come through once you have signed up and made your deposit. You can come through and you can guess the price of what Bitcoin will be by the 1st of January and win yourself possibly one full Bitcoin, which is around about $100,000 worth of value, right? So each of these qualify you for that. When you do that and you click on that link, it will take you through to this page. You'll go through to win a Bitcoin, and this is where you input your guesses, right? So you go through over there, input your guesses. You need to put in your user ID for each of those, right? So everything is listed in the description below. Put in your prediction, whatever that may be, $100,000, your user ID. We pick the winner based off of the user ID, which is why it's so important that you use those links so we can actually pull the user ID. Otherwise, we can't pull the user ID, right? Okay, let's go into some of the altcoins. What are we looking at? I see the first request over there is for Foxy. We can have a look at Foxy. Foxy is the meme coin on Linear, right? Linear chain. And ultimately, this is one of the only ways to get exposure to Linear, and it's looking really, really good, right? We spoke about getting long over here at the bottom of the 786, which is a typical retracement level. You went a little bit through that, but you still maintained those high lows over there. Was looking really good. We got the big spike up. We really want to see it close above that previous range high, which looks like it's probably going to happen very, very soon. So if you can get back above the range high over here, you know, these become your next targets. You can look for a move up to about 0.026. So again, Foxy is Linear's, similar to the Fox that you see over here on on MetaMask. It looks like that. And ultimately looking for about an 80% move just to get to the top side of the trading range. And then hopefully from that point, price discovery, right? Price discovery for Foxy. All right, we can have a look at 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓 as well. I'm still waiting to get a little bit of new liquidity, and then hopefully I can start to move into 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓, right? That's my next big play. So you guys have plenty of time if you have capital available to start to front run me over there. This is what I'm looking at, right? So big SR flip happening right at this region. If I had capital at the time, because I'm obviously fully in the market right now, I'd have to have sold something else, and I didn't want to do that. But if I did have capital available, that was the perfect buy over there, coming in the last 4 digits, 1729, with plenty zeros before that. So we're looking at flipping this whole area now into support, right? This is your SR flip over here. Your breakout level really starts to occur with even just one candle on a daily basis closing above 2330, right? Those are the last 4 digits. If you get that, I expect massive price appreciation. For me, this is an easy leverage bet on Ethereum. If you believe that Ethereum is going to trade up to $10,000 to $15,000, which is what I believe, and you think that Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin over the next 3 to 6 to possibly 12 months, well, 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓 is going to outperform Ethereum, right? On both the 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓 ETH pair as well as on the USD pair. And therefore, this is the easiest leverage bet on the table right now. I would be definitely buying 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓 at these current levels personally. Okay, what else do we have over there? Okay, let's go to Brett. We can also have a look at Brett. You guys know it, Brett is my biggest meme coin position, but if Mark could go up a little bit more, it might catch the Brett position. The only reason Brett is my biggest position is because it's obviously moved a lot already, right? So I think it's looking really bullish. We're consolidating above the top of the range high over here, and therefore I'm expecting continuation up to about 28, 29 cents. It is really getting ready to explode, right? So straight to new all-time highs very, very soon. A 41% move should be coming. We can look at Prime as well. You guys know it. We do have Prime on the table as one of our trades over here. If we go through to, of course, Bybit, let's see, what are we up on this trade over here now? Is it on this one? Prime. Why am I missing it? Maybe it's on this one over here. Where is our Prime trade? I'm pretty certain we have Prime on the table. 𝗕𝗫𝗓𝗏 Turbo near BTC. Where is the Prime trade? All right, let me just double check that again. I'm almost certain. Am I going blind? Oh, there it is. Prime. I am going blind, 100%. Okay, 301% up over there, $6,000 in profit on Prime. And what does the chart suggest over here? Well, if you look at this, it's very, very bullish, right? Closing above the first area of resistance over there, which was coming around 14 cents. That was the level to flip. You are creating high highs and high lows. This one's probably going to continue to expand, you know, straight up towards these highs over here. I could easily see this running straight back to all-time highs, right? 28 cents over there. So looking really, really good. You are going to contend with a bit more resistance over here coming into the just below $20 region. So please do be aware of that. But otherwise, it's looking really good. I see there's a request for Phantom. Let's go have a look at Phantom. I did check this morning and it was looking decent. Okay, you are pulling back ever so slightly. This is going to be your big SR flip region. If you do get a pullback into the pink box over here, anywhere around $1.20 is going to be a good zone to pick up Phantom. Your invalidation would probably be below these wicks over here, right? I'd give a little bit of space just because, you know, if I run something like this, you can see a little bit of an SR flip. I'd give a little bit of space probably just below that yellow box over there for stop loss. So maybe if you place your stop somewhere around $1.10, it might not even get close to there. But this is what you're looking for, right? If you want this to be bullish, you're looking for the SR flip like that, right? Support, previous resistance at least, now flipped into support, and then bang, send it, right? That's what we're looking at for Phantom. What else have we got? Link. We can look at Chainlink, Myria. We'll have a look at all of those. Let's go to Chainlink very, very quickly. Chainlink USDT. Where did my Chainlink chart go? Why do I not have it? Okay, Chainlink on Coinbase. Here it is. Okay, so Chainlink. Okay, we spoke about this yesterday. I said that there is a fair value gap over here. Sometimes these things only fill much later, so you do need to be cognizant of that. But if it were to drop into the zone over here, you're looking at about 20.738, right? Anywhere around the middle of this order block over here, at 20.89, that's going to kind of be the area of interest. So invalidation, of course, hard invalidation on longs is going to be below 18.37, and your big resistance area to overcome is going to be this area at 30. If you can break above 30, you're looking for rapid expansion over there, of course, on Chainlink, right? Okay, let's quickly scroll through just some of the gaming sector. I just want to see what things are looking like over here. Atlas, Mana, Gala. I saw someone requested Gala, so I'll quickly go to it. Okay, big level, right? This has been an absolutely enormous move. Please do be aware of that. A 300% move. You would expect that there should be some sort of a pullback from here. So if you are long on Gala, the levels I always look to as a 50% level. Therefore, if you do break down over here, because given the momentum towards the upside, you expect that, you know, what goes up must come down eventually. So on Gala, if you don't flip this level into support, which even if you were to flip it into support, it means at the very, very best case scenario for the bulls is you're going to go sideways for a bit, right? The most likely outcome over here is that you put in a pullback, and because the momentum is so strong towards the upside, the pullback will probably be very aggressive. So you might spike through that level, but then you want to watch for closes above 0.04. If you get the closes above 0.04, which is your 50% level taken from low to high over there, that's your significant support zone where you want to see price hold and then hopefully bounce and run out from that level. Okay, Render. Let's have a look at Render. Let's see. Here it is. Okay, Render on Binance. Obviously wicked into that area over there. We spoke about yesterday, your key area of support is probably going to come in now we have the next daily candle over here between 9.80 and 9.24. So $9.80, $9.24 is kind of the buy the dip zone over there. We expect the next high low to form. Big level to reclaim and get above is, of course, going to be $11.50. What is our render trade up by? We're still looking good over here, 370% up. $15,000, $16,000, almost actually $15,900. We'll continue to hold that. I have render open on both accounts over here. So you can see over there, 2 render trades. Some of you may wonder, why do I open up multiple different of the same trades on different trading accounts? The reason that I do that, guys, is because you get these types of wicks like we saw yesterday, right? And on some exchanges, they can be more extreme than others. So I just diversify my risk so I don't get stopped out. If I have all my eggs in one basket on one exchange and there's a lack of liquidity on that particular exchange that day, or some sort of system error or problem, and it wicks straight through and takes me out of all my positions on that exchange, I'm done for, right? Whereas at least if I have multiple exchanges, I'm a little bit diversified. So that's part of the reason. And then also on top of that, I actually also want to win a Bitcoin. Why not? So I'm been guessing over here as well, using all the various different exchanges. Why not? Why not, right? I'm allowed to win as well. Okay, let's continue. What else have we got over there? Let's go to GOAT. Yeah, we can have a look at GOAT. GOAT was one that I dropped to Whale Room. We're having a look at the potential areas of interest. This is one of the AI meme coin plays, and it started to look like it was doing decently. So I am doxing a bit of a trade over here. Apologies to the Whale Room members. I didn't know that the RR tool was on, but essentially that was what we're looking at, right? Busy building the position over here. You're kind of looking for this SR flip coming into the range low support over there. And as long as you can hold that successfully, remember, you need to use those low time frames to kind of time your entries over there. But right now, as you can see, you're putting in the higher highs and higher lows. So stops slightly below over there, kind of entering and scaling into the position within this region over here. And then you're looking for that, of course, rapid expansion towards $1.34. And if you can hold above $1.34, boom, straight to $2 is the next area of interest, right? So that is, if you want that exposure to, of course, the AI memes, right? This might be one that, again, if I get some spare capital very, very soon in the next couple of days, I need to wait for investments to unlock. I might take a position over here. Otherwise, I have to sell something else, right? But the other one that I've been looking at as well, just beyond that, is you guys saw that we are long on it. We're slightly down, is Turbo. Turbo is actually still part of that narrative. You can see it is now flipping this from previous resistance into support. So we're getting back above, and I'm looking for expansion on this very, very, very soon. That is Turbo. Turbo is created by ChatGPT, so it kind of fits that sector, right? Toshi is also looking really good. Super bullish. I don't have too much price history over there, but very, very, very powerful move towards the upside over there for Toshi. So we're starting to see these memes wake up. There it is. Miggles as well, reclaiming the 50% level. Probably going to expand. I believe most of these coins will go to all-time highs. There's MOG, right? MOG at all-time highs right now. So the trade from Ethereum into MOG was an absolutely phenomenal one. I think we did it somewhere here around these lows. Very, very good. We're up a lot on this particular trade. What else have we got? How's WIF doing? Okay, WIF also getting ready to get sent over here. This is your SR flip from the 50% level. Looking really good. I think this one's going to fly. We can look at FOG. FOG still chopping about. I do also believe that was probably the low for FOG, and you'll probably chop about a little bit more over here and then get expansion. Popcat was in a similar place, but already started to move a bit. So there it is. Popcat hitting the key level of support over there. We outlined at around that $1.10, starting to pop up over here, and off it goes. All right, guys, I see there are super chats. I'll look at Hoppy, but keep your capital for yourselves, guys. Don't worry about the super chats. We do appreciate it, of course. This is like, what, 20 euros? Quite a lot of money. Rather put that into a meme coin, right? We'll pull up Hoppy though for you as well anyways. Just because I don't want to seem like I'm disrespecting the super chat, guys. It's just the chats fly, guys, so I can't always see it. I really recommend rather keep the super chat money for DJ and meme coin play that you can maybe turn into 100x, right? Okay, but let's look at Hoppy anyway. How is Hoppy doing? So also decent, right? Decent. Let's quickly have a look at the 50% level of this overall range over here. So it's got a bit of work to do to get back above that. But keep an eye out on this. Remember, these things tend to move in 3 big waves, right? So you already had big wave 1 up, wave 2 down, wave 3 up, wave 4, you're looking for a major bottom over here, and then the 5th and final wave, which should create some sort of a blow off top, right? So signs of strength come back in if 𝗕𝗕𝗓𝗕 can get back above those previous tops over there. A lot of digits, last 6 digits would be 195,000. Get back above 195,000, right? Okay. Let me scroll to the bottom of the chat over there. What else have we got, guys? Yeah, we can look at 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗕, part of the gaming sector. How's 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗕𝗓𝗓 done? 𝗕𝗓𝗓 over here. Let's see. Okay, I think gaming is slowly starting to wake up over here. There are your levels, right? So there's some of your levels. It's been putting in high highs and high lows. Just continue to monitor that trend. Next major areas of resistance or profit-taking zones are coming in at $2.12, and thereafter $3.12. Those are the levels to look at. Okay, 𝗬𝗢𝗓𝗓, yes, let's have a look at 𝗬𝗢𝗓𝗓𝗓. I haven't looked at this chart for very, very long. Do I even have it? Okay, 𝗬𝗢𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓, let's see. Okay, falling wedge. Yeah, falling wedge. We drew the falling wedge in ages ago. I see it is actually playing out. So this is the common theme that I've seen within the market. You get these falling wedges that end up turning into cup and handle formations, right? Bitcoin played this out. Ethereum is playing this out right now. We've seen the same thing. We saw the same thing on 𝗬𝗢, right? So what they do is essentially a lot of the chart patterns were looking like this. We had these falling wedges. You start to break out, but when a falling wedge breaks out, you expect rapid expansion. But instead, you kind of got this lull period. We're seeing the same thing on Myro as well happening right now. And that lull period ends up just creating this rounded bottom over there, which ends up turning into a perfect cup and handle formation. And then you get an even bigger breakout. So if you are looking to get into a cup and handle formation early, I guess 𝗬𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 would be one of the coins that you're looking at over here. So far, high highs, high lows, big resistance areas coming in at 62. And then, of course, the main breakout level is at 83, and you should get a breakout to much, much higher following that, which is all in alignment with what we're looking at in terms of this altcoin season, right? Okay, Myro, let's have a look at that at Myro, since I just mentioned that it's in a similar place. All right, bring up Myro over here. There it is. So this is it, right? You essentially have, it's a bit of a sloppy one, but you have that. Let's change the sizing over here so you can see it nicely. You have essentially that falling wedge formation starts to break out, chops about. And I think that Myro, you just have to have the patience, right? You have to have the patience to stick through this boring, choppy phase. And then eventually it starts to mark up. And what do you know? You get the same thing, right? You get the cup and handle formation over here, which should have a breakout to much, much higher prices. If this did actually have to break out, you're close to a 10x return from here. That will take it to almost $1, right, on that measured move. So big, big, big targets over there. Okay. Let's see. 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗕, yes, let's have a look at 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 as well. 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓, and then we must check on 𝗓𝗓𝗓 because it's obviously had a massive move, and we want to see, should we be taking profits or continuing to hold? So 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓, it's okay. It's coming into major resistance. I do believe that basically, as the title suggests, this is the everything bubble. Everything is going to get sent. Everything is going to go parabolic. That's the level to claim. 0.005. Get back above that level, and then you should get rapid expansion to much, much higher prices following that. So we said the other one we have to look at is 𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓, just to check on it. We know we're up a lot on the trade, pulling back ever so slightly, but it's looking okay, right? Finding support, that's probably going to be your daily low, and this is probably going to continue to go parabolic and trend up. So unwavered, I'm not closing my positions. I'm going to continue to hold them exactly as they are. There was a question for Injective, starting to play out our trajectories over here. Multiple candles holding above the $30 region, which is your SR flip, flipping that from previous resistance now into support. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Falling wedge formation comes into key horizontal support. It doesn't V-shape out of there, but slowly chops about and eventually creates, once again, those cup and handles, a big rounded bottom over there. You then create a little bit of a handle with a pullback, and then you get absolutely sent after that, right? That's why we're continuing to hold these long positions. This has been in our whale room portfolio for the longest period of time. Same thing on NEAR, right? Big liquidity taken over there, huge move up, approaching the highs. Now we want to see NEAR start to get back above $8.50. Even better if it can get and hold above $9, and then it should get absolutely sent from there. So when I look at this market, it's very, very difficult to be bearish when my portfolio is just going up and up and up, right? Again, as per the beginning of the show, we outline and identify some of the warning signs, right? Some of the warning signs like Jerome Powell coming in, of course, Donald Trump, bringing in crypto-friendly people, yet price flushes towards the downside. I believe at least that this is more than likely having probably been one of these choppy phases where you're just shaking players out of their positions, just like we did at the psychological level of $1,000 as well as $10,000. So how much more chop could you experience? Well, if you look at the prior times, there's quite a lot of chop around that time period, right? This could go on for a couple more days. So be prepared, right? Don't over leverage into your positions, and don't raise your stop losses as well too close to where you could get chopped out, right? Don't get too greedy on where you want to stop out. Rather just leave them near break even or in very, very slight profit. That's under the presumption that you got into the trades very, very early like us, right? Now, what do you do if you didn't get into the trades early like us? If you didn't get into the trades as early as us, I think your best positioning right now is to build spot positions, meaning you're just buying the underlying asset with no chance of liquidation and essentially hold on, right? And I would definitely say your better option is to look towards the altcoin sector. We've shown you a whole lot of these coins. I've given you multiple coins today as well that I personally would be willing to get into if I had additional capital available. If I'd fresh USDT available right now today, there are coins that I'd be deploying into, of course, 𝗕𝗫𝗖𝗟𝗨𝗦𝗜𝗩 is one of them, right? 𝗕𝗫𝗖𝗟𝗙, the leverage bet on ETH. And the pure reason for that is not because I believe that 𝗕𝗫𝗖𝗟𝗨𝗦𝗜𝗩 is going to be the best performing coin. I think Brett will probably do better than 𝗕𝗫𝗖𝗟𝗩𝗦𝗑. It's because I already have Brett, I already have MOG, but I don't have enough exposure to Ethereum as a leverage bet on Ethereum, right? My leverage bets are predominantly split between leverage bets on base and mostly huge exposure to the Solana ecosystem, right? So therefore, you need to approach your own portfolio and use a fine comb to go through it and determine where you need support. If you do want more information and help on that, of course, you guys can jump into Whale Room. You guys know Whale Room is our private Discord community. You can chat with the coaches over there. There it is. There's Whale Room over there. And then I also want to remind you, anyone that's looking for a new exchange to trade on, something that doesn't require any KYC, know your customer, no IDs required or anything like that, check out BitUnix. There's a link in the description below. You get a 20% deposit bonus, which is pretty huge. So you can basically just sign up, make a small deposit, take the 20%, and then use that to trade with on leverage. Therefore, if you get liquidated, it doesn't really matter, right? And with that being said, you'll also be given the chance to win a trip to Dubai and get a 6,000 USDT prize. I think that they're trying to arrange something where I might actually meet up with some of you who do win that trip to Dubai. So, because I live in Dubai, just for what it's worth, in case you guys didn't know that. All right, let's go into a couple more coins, right? Cardano to the moon, you guys say. Ali says Cardano to the moon. Let's take a look at Cardano. Let's have a look. Cardano has, in fact, been very, very bullish. There's no denying that. But you are coming into a major resistance level right now. And similar to what I said with Gala, big move, right? Big move. So you have to be careful that there isn't going to be a pullback. Let's just measure that out from the low to the high over there. 300%, very similar to Gala. So should you reject from here, you know what to do. 50% levels where it's at. Start of the move to the top of the move, this will be adjusted as price moves higher. But when you eventually do get that deep pullback, 82 cents would be the level for Cardano. And although I'm not bullish on Cardano for the long term, and I don't own any Cardano, not even one single token, I did actually tell you, you had a falling wedge formation coming into key support over here, and that was actually an opportunity to get long. We identified that there was a shift in momentum over here on Cardano. And again, I don't own any Cardano, but the trade is the trade, and it went full vertical. A really, really good move over there. Part of those Dino coins running. We know Tron as well had a huge move, but you can see this is what I'm talking about, giving up some of those gains, right? Retracing about 50% of that move. This tends to happen. Ton as well. Really good layer one to add to your portfolio, but it's also had a huge move. You might need to wait for a bit of a pullback. I am currently long. Aptos also looking decent. Flipping that $11 region. Your next major resistance is coming in at 19, right? So let's observe. Let's see what happens with the weekly close. The weekly close is going to be vitally important. We'll get the CME futures close happening today, of course, so we can have a look at how that weekly futures close looks like to see, is there a major indecision candle or doji candle, which again could signify two things. Number one, a pause, right? A pause within the market where things need to digest and go sideways for a bit, or it could mean a reversal, right? So we'll get that information today for the CME and then Sunday for the futures. Remember, I will be doing a show tomorrow as well. For those of you who do want to join, tomorrow I'll be doing a show. All right, let's have a look. I see there's a question around Pulse Chain. We can have a look at Pulse Chain. Richard Hart's project. When is Richard Hart coming back? Those are one of my signals that I'm looking for. I'm waiting for Richard Hart to come back and do live streams. Is he going to come back? That is the question. Right now, this chart, of course, we don't have enough history. I know that the chart probably started somewhere up here. So people are still down ever so slightly on this trade from the seed round investors. But if you were buying at the bottom over here, you can see the trading range broke above the trading range and higher highs and high lows. So it is looking good, right? Pulse Chain at these current levels is looking good. And we know if there's one guy that can pump these bags, it's Richard Hart. So we'll keep an eye out on that for the rest of the cycle, right? We know he has tons of Ethereum as well. Maybe he's going to sell the ETH, prop up Pulse Chain. I have a small position in Pulse Chain as well. I think it's formed about maybe like 0.5% of my portfolio. So I do have some Pulse. Okay, Sandbox. Yes. Let's have a look at Sandbox, part of the metaverse play. So Sandbox, here it is. How is this one doing? We haven't looked at this for the longest period of time, but the levels are the levels, right? They remain. Price coming into the key zone over here, but it is flipping it into support. That is 90 cents. You want to defend and hold that 90 cents level of support. If you can successfully do that, of course, you know, you start to work on the next level, which is going to be coming in at about 149. And that as a percentage would be, you're looking at about a 73% move, right? And then that's your next zone to flip. Get above $1.50, and then you can start to talk about moving up to about 380, right? So the whole market is starting to wake up. We're starting to see signs, right? We can see it on the indexes when we look at, of course, others BTC, total 3 BTC, total 3 against the USD pair, others versus the USD pair. We are really looking like we pre-expansion, getting ready for an absolutely monumental move within the markets. And when you look at a bunch of these coins independently, we are seeing the same things, right? So it is looking good. I see Arne Lin says Goku on the Jupiter strict list. I don't know what that means, but I think if it is what I think you're saying for Goku, it should mean that now you can just go on Jupiter and you can just type in Goku as opposed to using the contract address, and it should come up straight away, right? So I think that's a positive if that's what you're talking about. All right, what else? What else have we got, guys? Let's bang those in there. TIA, yes, we can look at Celestia. Celestia is one to look at. So TIA, this is one that we're busy building a trade on. I did drop it, right, multiple times, and we're in the profit. Good, good, good. Everything's looking glorious over here on the daily. TIA is getting ready to get absolutely sent. Next stop is going to be, or next pause, I think, will be about $12. Break and hold above $12, and we confirm that the move is probably going all the way up to 19. This is a massive 8-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And I think on the low time frames, we actually timed this with an even better entry. So congratulations to all whale room members who did take that trade. You're looking at about 136% move without even touching leverage, right? So really, really good stuff. What we'll do is we'll go through as well a whole bunch of the altcoins tomorrow. What I want you to do is give me your top 3 coins that you want me to have a look at when I end the stream in the comment section, because that comment section is not the live feed. I can go there after the show and I can have a look. So please do go there and let me know. That is it from me, folks. I'll see you all on the next one. Remember, guess the price of what Bitcoin will be by the 1st of January and you can win a Bitcoin. It's all linked below. I'll see you on the next one. Have a lovely, lovely day, everyone. I'll be here tomorrow, same time, same place, and cheers for now.